it's just such a weird thing because I've always been able to separate my life and Barstool, but now obviously
very
she works
intertwined.
here and whatever. But like, I've never been happier.
Good.
Which is crazy. I know I'm getting on here, but like, I fucking love her a lot. So it's like I don't regret anything I did.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
We got Martin J. Mush in the building, fresh off his new contract, back at Barstool Sports, despite what the haters and the losers were saying for the past year. Marty's not going anywhere.
I'm back at Barstool Sports, baby. Woo! Yep.
What an all-time turnaround. I don't even want to call it a turnaround because I think it was fucking bullshit from the jump that you were railroaded. But facts are facts, and there was a huge faction of people talking shit and running their mouths who I mean, you could have, the amount of money you could have made if you bet on Marty Mush staying at Barstool Sports on that day. Those fucking people were such losers, but the fact is they thought no chance, and here he is today, new contract.
Oh yeah, it turns out you can love a girl and keep your job.
Who knew? Turns out we can all be fucking functioning adults, and you're allowed to have employment at a place still.
Yeah, no, it was nuts.
I think even more so than any of that, it's just you can't make a promise a year out.
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true.
You're not gonna whatever I promised to do in a year. I'm not gonna promise.
You are lucky if your contract expired like that month. Might be a different story. But
100%.
But you know, something happens in I don't know, fucking April, and your contract's in February. You're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
I mean, February sounded so far away.
So far.
It was happening.
So far.
Like,
I mean,
that was also something. I just did something really weird for anyone watching. I had a pretzel in my mouth and
bro,
took it out.
The amount of noises you make is outrageous.
Crazy. Just the grunts and the
The
groans
grunts he's doing.
all the time.
Even when we just got up.
I'm
Oh, by the way, like everywhere, like in pub, like at home, alone, on the mics, not on the mics, everything.
it is. It's not easy being around. It's not. It's not an easy thing.
One of Louis C.K.'s best jokes ever is when he said, when he bends down to try to tie his shoes, it's like trying to fold a bowling ball in half. and that joke sticks with me so much, and that is John. John is the bowling ball.
Yeah.
No,
and so think about a bowling ball trying to...
I just had to turn and burp.
He's a gross, gassy bowling ball that needs to like maneuver around, and every time he does,
It's disrespectful to do that in front of me, too.
What?
I'm handicapped in the burping world.
What does that mean?
I've never burped in my life, and I've all congested here, and you doing that's disrespectful.
Never-
It's like
never
to
burped.
Asking a guy in a wheelchair to walk.
It's like
Dude.
doing jumping jacks in front of
right in front of my face.
Yeah.
Look
What
at
do
me,
you
I
mean
can
you never
burp.
I've never burped in my entire life. I could chug a whole bottle of Coke, nothing. Just
What happens?
Maybe
The
like,
the bubbles just stay in
Yeah,
there?
it's just like my chest gonna burst.
I can burp on contact, on command.
Dude, I mean, that was like one of the first things I learned in school.
I like regurgitate.
You can't like swallow air?
swallow air.
Yeah, like if I go like...
No. No. Oh my God.
It's not the worst thing because it's one of those things like we both have a debility and
A debility? I'll tell you. You both have a debility, you fucking retards. What are we talking about here?
That's a problem. You said I'm like, oh yeah, debility.
we both have a debility. I love that. And it's I burp like I'll be like the kind of burper who like I'll be in a conversation just talking and I'll burp. I'm like, oh, that just like came out. Like I don't have time to like feel it coming up or anything like that. It's
It catches up on you. Yeah.
Right? So I don't know which I'd rather have. I think
Like the over burper or the not.
No,
I'll tell you what.
burp.
Your debility is worse for others around you. Your debility,
But-
like when I need to burp, if I drink some soda, if I have some whatever, like it gets stuck.
It hurts.
It's like, yeah.
Yes.
What do you do?
It's
You
literally,
just
it
wait
like makes
until-
a weird. Hopefully, it happens during this, and I'll try and make it loud. But it makes the weirdest noise of all time.
Yeah,
it just
that-
sounds like bubbles coming out of my throat.
You both are disgusting.
Terrible.
I'll say this. The nice thing about my debility is
You
that
guys are debabled. Two debabled guys here.
the debility should be a word. Like come on.
I'm with you.
It was like I was like, wow, that's a good word. I could use that. I tried taking that down.
the fucking. I've never had a smelly burp.
So that's what's interesting.
That's big.
Like, yeah. I know people whose burps smell like their farts.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, that came from your mouth. That smells like your asshole. And like, if I were to have like a fucking hot dog and some hot peppers with garlic, like, yeah, maybe the burp's bad. But the people who just whatever their gut is 24 hours a day that their burps smell. That's disgusting.
Yeah, no, that's
because that's not like your mouth. That's not like brushing your teeth. That's like your gut.
Yeah,
You know, that's
no,
like
it's
the chemicals in your body just make your fucking air smell. Oh, that's gross. Would you rather, for the rest of your life, you'll never fart again, but your burps are really bad, or vice versa?
Oh wow.
I think it's better to have a bad fart.
Yeah, because you know it's out of your ass.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
And
what it
you know
is.
your
I'll tell you why the answer is. Not always, but certain times, the fart's hilarious. The burp
Yeah.
is never really funny.
Yeah, no, you're.
The burp is kind of like whatever, but a fart every now and then could bring the
You
house
could be the
down.
most unfunny guy, but if you let out a good fart,
good fart?
your boys are gonna laugh.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but if you let a burp, it's like, oh, all right,
That's just disgusting.
let's slow it down.
I also think it's easier to get away with a sneaky fart than a sneaky burp.
Yeah, because it comes out of your ass and not your mouth.
Right.
You burp.
I can fucking.
No matter what, you
stick my
burp.
hand in my back pocket.
You
Yeah,
can control.
you pull your
like
cheeks
pull a
apart. You're
cheek,
good.
yeah.
You
You
lean
can
a little.
control it to be silent, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
But your mouth, like one way or another, your burp's you're gonna do one. You know when people are talking and they go like, and they just keep talking. It's like, what the, you know? Yeah, like literally.
Yeah,
just
yeah, no, I've heard of it.
Yeah. That or like the, you know, you like blow it out. Like either way, somebody's like, yo, this is fucking disgusting.
Bro, I have like a weird thing with me, and it's probably because of where I sit. But I push human air out my
Human air,
on my
as opposed to
about my left side, where like I'll go of my mouth, like I'll let the air out that way.
I'm so curious what's opposing to
when
human
I'm
air.
smoking. I go right side.
oh,
I don't
okay.
know why that ever became a thing.
Oh, I like that, though.
But it's
That's
somehow
cool.
Is that your real
Is-
teeth?
yeah.
Good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. I had braces.
Well, he had a tooth.
Fucking didn't work.
he had a mouth ability for a long time.
yeah.
You had some they were baked beans, man. It looked like somebody just
I
took
was
rocks and threw
chewing
them in your
rocks.
mouth.
Yeah, for a while.
I remember someone said that once, and it was about we were in a porn store when I was like in high school. Like you go like one of like the X videos or whatever.
Yeah.
It was Newport videos, what it was called. But I was a Jenna Hayes guy, and this was early
had-
days Jenna Hayes,
Those teeth were.
and I picked up. And I never heard that insult before. I picked up like a Jenna Hayes DVD because we were probably like 15, like in there
Yeah.
sneaking, like we're getting porns.
Yeah.
And my buddy's like, "Damn, I didn't know your fetish was chewing
Chewing
rocks.
rocks.
And I'd never heard that before. I was like, "That's the funniest, meanest thing I ever heard
It
in my
is.
life."
That is
And
an all timer. Someone with bad teeth, you say they're chewing rocks. It is the fucking best,
It's like,
man.
it feels good to not talk about sports for a second and like dumbass things.
Yeah,
that
what
I'm
do you
thinking.
think? That's what
I've
we
been
do.
thinking about so many things. Like
Let it out. That's why we're
I
here.
know, no, it feels
That's
good.
why
Like
we're
I
fucking
know
here.
Joke have the best ability to know where an ice machine is. That's what I've been
Like
thinking about.
in a
lately.
Really?
hotel.
Like yeah, if I have an ear for an ice machine. Like I can tell you exactly where it is.
Like which floor,
I can get
which-
off the elevator and know where the ice machine is.
Because of like you hear the humming of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
now,
no, I'm-
what about an outdoor ice machine?
An outdoor ice.
Where's
machine?
an outdoor?
Like one of those coolers.
All of the ice machines. Yeah, a cooler.
like the ones at
That's
the gas
not an ice
station.
machine. They're not producing ice.
I guess you're right.
That's
yeah.
just a cooler that had the
Yeah.
bags of ice.
Yeah, no, you're
how,
right.
how am I supposed to hear that, John?
Yeah, coolers.
I can't listen. The man's not a
Coolers,
fucking magic. He's not a magician. He can hear electronic devices. He can't hear coolers. Get HelloFresh and skip that extra trip to the grocery store and the long checkout lines. You spend more time doing the things you love with delicious chef-crafted recipes delivered to your doorstep. No matter your lifestyle or your meal preferences, HelloFresh has recipes sure to please everyone at your table. From fit and wholesome. I don't know how many people are at my table fit and
Come
wholesome.
on, what are you talking about?
We could get the veggie or family friendly foods
The
there.
family friendly? Yeah, I like that.
Or any, or even if you have like picky eaters, whatever, any sort of meal preferences, HelloFresh has got you covered. They have pre-portioned ingredients and easy to follow recipe cards, which means you can get a delicious home-cooked meal on the table without all the time-consuming meal planning or prepping. Here's the deal, man. You can cook for one and fucking have like pans on pans and pans. If you just follow their little instructions, just like one little thing. Pour it in.
It's
Pour it in. You're good.
so
You're done.
incredibly easy and so impossibly delicious.
They are
I can't stress
fast.
it.
They are fresh. They are robust flavors, filling portions, and they're ready in less than 15 minutes. So you can get your falafel power bowls or your seared steak and potatoes with your béarnaise sauce or your Southwest pork and bean burritos. All of that's available when you go to HelloFresh.com/KFC65 and then use promo code KFC65 for 65% off plus free shipping.
Gang shit.
65% off.
That's we call that where I come from.
Gang shit.
Free.
Yeah, for real. 65% off. You're only paying 35% of the cost. That's free.
It's not technically free. Sure, I probably can't say that in ad read, but you're losing money if you don't buy it.
HelloFresh.com/KFC65. Promo code KFC65.
I also have been thinking about, I black out when waiters say specials.
Oh,
I have never listened to a special in
If
my
I
entire
can't
life.
read it,
Yeah.
I
there'll
would
be
be-
times I'll catch something. I'll go, oh, is that a steak? And I'll say, can
Yeah.
you repeat that one?
I've been
But
lying. I would
I'm-
be
I'm
lying.
100% with you on that.
I would be lying if I said I didn't ever order specials because there's at Augustino's in Hoboken is a place where the specials are good. But 99.9%. Let me tell you the specials today. Let me tell you not. Because
Here's
we're
like
not
this.
going to listen, and it's not even worth
I
it.
even
I
pretend
know
to
it's
look
just
at the menu. when
I
I'm
know it's
talking.
just what you do. Like you're only doing it to get rid of
The
the
old
fish,
meat or
the
whatever.
fucking- yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to do it, put it on a little insert, throw that in the menu, let me read it, but I don't, I think it's ridiculous that high class restaurants make their waiters memorize everything. That it's considered like less than to write it down.
And
just
explain
fucking
the
write
menu.
it down and yeah, I'll read the menu. I say it to you, you write it down, let's get it right.
See-
That's what I want in my
Yes.
restaurant. I don't need you to just go, especially when there's like me and you, fine. There's 8 guys and they're all ordering what their side is, how they want their steak cooked, what their drink, and they put their hands behind their back and they go, okay. 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 And I'm
It
like,
freaks me out.
there's no fucking way. There's a recording device. You go back and listen or something.
Yes.
There's no fucking way you remember all that.
I was gonna say that's the point. Like that's not a bad take. I think that's pretty common. People want their stuff written down, but have they ever gotten it wrong?
Yes.
Oh, I've never had them get it wrong. At a nice
Yeah, no, I've
restaurant,
had it gotten
man.
wrong,
No,
and
yeah,
I'm like,
it's definitely
I'm like, I
wrong.
wish you. And you're right. For the most part, they don't. But it's like, then you better never get it wrong.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you do it by memorization, fine, but do not get it wrong
I'll never say
because then it's just stupid.
Ever.
Oh,
I could get a salmon if I got a
what
burger.
are you?
Never.
You're Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Italian and Irish.
I
so
could see the.
I was
it's the
gonna say I
Irish
thought
in
everyone
you.
here is Italian is Irish.
It's the same thing.
Like
that?
all our big Italian people, none of them are Italian.
No, I'm actually
Right.
Italian.
Right.
But
But I
the
wouldn't
other
count
one-
you as one of our big Italians.
No.
No, you're definitely not
You're
Italian.
just
You're not
like,
Italian.
You're just
Really is.
Your last
you're
name
Marty.
is fucking Irish.
Yeah, my last name.
If you have the last name, you
like when I
can
go,
make a case.
Ria's grandpa literally is just straight from Italy.
Yeah.
He came here when he was 30, and it's like, all right, that
Yeah,
you're
that
right,
guy's
you're
Italian. Yeah, the Italians I could see. I don't have. I mean, I hate Italians, but they're also the closest to us. You know what I mean?
Italians are getting out of control though. Like on TikTok, like
Getting out of
everyone-
control?
It's really out of control though.
The fuck?
Bro,
I'm not.
Where you
very-
been for the last 200 years?
I'll go back to the 40s. I'll do it.
Yeah.
The Italians were going nuts
They've been
back
out
then.
of control.
I
They've
don't
been
mean-
fucking nuts for a year. Like they're always out of control.
I
The
don't-
way they
I don't
dress and
understand
their
the
furniture
history,
and their
though.
accents and shit, they're crazy.
I don't. You know, I don't deal with history.
History's
I think Mussolini kicked it off. It was like from then on they're like
Why is it not
we're
bad to
being
say Mussolini, but Hitler? It's a
Mussolini
problem.
does skate.
yeah.
People,
Oh, yeah.
don't get me wrong. People will call him a dictator, say he's a bad dude. They skate big time. All the other bad guys. Japan skates.
Yeah.
Skates
Dude, even
on World War
Stalin
II.
skates.
Stalin really skates.
Stalin
know.
killed way more people than Hitler.
Okay, but no, but that's the thing. Like you know that. Who's the bad guy in Japan? What's his name? Exactly.
Hero.
Moshe. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you don't even
No
know.
idea.
It's like that guy should be just as bad as
Also,
Hitler.
I know Stalin. I learned that fact later. I knew Stalin because he had a great head of hair.
Yeah,
Stalin
I
has-
think that many girls would like Stalin if he was
Oh,
not.
dude, yeah.
a
Get off
mass
the Bundy
murderer.
train. Get on the Stalin
Yeah,
train.
for real.
My guy put up numbers and was way better.
Big
looking.
time. He had way more issues and was fucking a stud. A stud,
Got
man.
problems. A lot of problems, you two. None over here. But
Marty came from. It's fun to not talk sports though. I might want to get out.
Yeah,
here.
let's
I
talk about the spread real quick.
I love it. I love it. I don't know
How
anything.
about this? So I listened to when we were in Amsterdam. These guys did an episode, and Jake Bass was producing while the producers were podcasting. Jake Bass said that the KFC radio studio is the most intimidating place at Barstool.
No.
I was like,
No.
are you fucking kidding me? We are openly.
You have the ability?
The
Don't worry. We're going to beat that one in the ground in about 20 minutes.
Get your
This
comments out
fucking-
now. I'm going to say it too.
this fucking debabled guy.
No chance. This is
I
like,
mean, now I will say
maybe 'cause I
we
know
hide
you
in
guys
here,
more.
so we're always in here. So like you
Yeah.
pop your head in, and we're always sitting at the desk, and maybe you think we're recording or whatever. But as far as intimidation goes, we have done nothing but talk about how big of pussies we are for 15 years straight.
And this is, for me, this is my safe zone.
I
Because
was gonna say a
know
lot
when
of
I
people know
say
to come here
something,
when they need to.
I got a dummy right here that's going to try and understand what I'm saying and have it take. Instead of being like, what are you saying? Stupid.
Yeah,
This is my safe zone.
That's another thing. Yes, every other show, you try to tell a joke or you try to say a thing, and they don't know how to just roll with it.
No.
You know, it's like just go with it. Come
Not at
on,
all.
have some fun with it.
Yeah, like
No
I
shit
was
thrown at
saying
walls.
on the other day, like me and my boys, right? We used to, when I say it out loud again, it is pretty dumb, but we were in 8th grade. I got absolutely engulfed by the movie Stomp the Yard.
We were just talking about.
I was literally just saying it's one of my
Really?
favorite movies of all
It's
time.
one of the best
we're in Amsterdam. We were
movies.
talking to Bert about Stomp the Yard.
Dude,
Oh my
I
God,
was
that's
like selling
If
Bert.
I talk to Bert about Stomp the Yard, I'll cry. You don't understand?
Because
I-
Maddie was there. We were talking Nick Cannon and Stomp the
And
Yard
we
and
were talking
Drumline and all that.
And
yeah.
I was like, dude, Chris Brown is like selling
Yes.
crack so he can dance. And Bert's like, wait, Chris Brown's in it?
Yeah.
It's
Dude, I
awesome.
called my boys. We had a 3-way call on the house phone. That's how I used to get
Bro,
in touch.
I used to watch Stomp the Yard all
John,
no,
the
wait,
time.
John,
because I brought up
guys, I'm
Stomp
sorry.
the Yard was what?
I would call my friends and we'd practice. We were called the Bulls, right? And
Oh, you'd practice stomping.
we were the Bulls, dude. I used to, and it was so fucked up. One day we invited my friend over to practice, and we cut him. Like we were serious.
No. For those listening, I implore you to go over to YouTube and start watching because Marty just did some like clapping and stomping. What do they call that kind of dancing?
Stomping.
Stomping?
Stomping.
Yeah, the stomp team.
Yeah.
Like, and they would
Yeah.
go to parties and they would stomp there. and
They would do like
like
full choreographed dances and the
the
battles and all
pool
that.
scene. Remember
The pool scene, dude. They're all. I used to watch it. People talk about like, oh, I watched an 8 Mile to get jacked up for hockey. Like,
Nah,
dude. I would watch the opening scene of Stomp the Yard,
Stomp
and
the
I
Yard's
watched
fine.
Chris Brown slide 15 feet on his fucking head.
Yeah.
and be like, if he can do that, I can do anything.
Yes, that's like the first Step Up with Channing Tatum.
Yes, that's
That
another
was
good one.
Another
That's
one.
another
good
Like,
one. Seen that
when
one.
they
Step
dance
Up
in the
with
rain,
Channing Tatum. Drumline with Nick Cannon.
Yep.
When Nick Cannon drums on the other guy's drum, when they're battling, he steps up and he.
Jaws drops.
Oh God! Those you know what that is too. That's because as white guys, we don't have like anything like that in real life. That's like watching a fucking unicorn.
Yeah.
Like there's no scenario in life where I'm going to be stomping or drumming and having like the Sigmas behind me fucking going nuts. That's
we
awesome.
would crunk in my house, right?
Who's
maybe,
we?
Maybe it's not called crunking.
No,
No,
I think
there is
I know
crunking,
what you're talking
but
about.
I don't think you were doing it.
It was. No, I think we
I
were.
think you were doing Who, like you and Benny?
Mostly Benny. Benny was good.
No.
Yeah, so like we would both do it for a while, and then I was like, God damn, he's good.
He's
so
gonna
I just
get
back off. Yeah. like
That shit where they're like stomping and like
yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of rapping.
Dude, Benny would.
You guys were crunking?
Benny would come in.
Get me crunking on the TV. Get me some crunking.
It'd be like.
We should crunk and stop.
Yo.
I want to make sure I'm talking about crunking.
Yeah, we're gonna pull it up, but I think I know exactly what you're talking about, and that is it's almost like half like poetry slam, right? You're like
Yeah.
yelling things and
I don't
performing
know
while
how
dancing.
much yelling we were doing. I think it was just like aggressive dancing. It's almost,
Yeah.
it was
But,
like
it's like dance. Yes, where you're growling almost. and
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All right, how to do crunking stuff?
Crumping. Crumping sounds
This
more
is
like
the
it.
whitest conversation of all time.
We're doing how-tos. on
How to
crumping.
do crumping? Now,
Gino Fort back again. I'm gonna teach you how to
Gino
crump stomp.
Fort.
Now, crump stomps are not just stomp and stomp. No.
Please do it again. Dude, you didn't look like that.
Oh man.
Dude, I did it perfectly. It's like,
That was an example on how not to do it. That was an example on how not to do it, right?
said.
You're like, yeah, that's it.
Go to the part where we are doing it then. What are we supposed to be doing?
Stomp and stop. No. That makes no sense.
You look stupid in a big.
You look like a big stupid monkey.
Honestly, God, like that's exactly.
All right, well, wait. So what's the real one then?
It involves precision as well. To the beat. And it's not supposed to be the loudest crump stomp either. So don't think if you stomp the loudest, you're doing it right.
That's so funny. You were like, yeah, that's right. He's like, now don't do that.
You can do another
I
move
mean,
that's
he
very
was doing
quick
it. He's
after that
just
as
saying do
well.
that
You
smoother.
don't want to look crazy.
It's
stomping real hard, trying to look all nice, get attention, and not have nothing to do after that. So,
This guy's mean.
what you do is you're like a set stance. You can go your toe, go on your heel, use your right. You can go all the way around.
I like yours better, bro. If you're gonna crump, then crump. If you're gonna stomp, then stomp. You look like a duck or something. You know what you look like? You know what you look like when you put little sneakers on dogs and they walk and they don't like having their feet.
I want you to crump. And I'll stomp.
You crump, he'll stomp.
Wait. Hold on. Just
Crump, stomp, crump, stomp.
Kev, can you film? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, go ahead. I'll tell you what you look like. You look like a couple debabled guys. That looked like a couple of. That looked like a couple.
Heavy feet.
That looked like two guys.
John's done.
You know what that looked like? Remember the Dystonia cheerleader when she was walking around? That's what you guys look like.
That was gonna happen for a long time coming.
That was crumping.
I don't know how I'm over on that.
I know.
I can't bend over.
Just sit.
No, I want to say.
He's like, I gotta do this. I gotta prove this.
show you.
This is your moment. I gotta prove myself.
I'm just gonna say, my little quick lesson there. I do think this feels cool.
You know why? You peacocking.
You don't gotta-
It looks
you
like
don't
a
gotta do the
peacock
bird.
strutting around. Yeah. Yeah. Why you walking like a turkey? You look like a bird.
He's so out of breath.
He really is. Let me just so you guys know just how like absolutely disabled you guys are. It's unbelievable that just happened. This show is sponsored by Betterhelp. When you're at your best, you can do great things, but sometimes life gets you bogged down. Would you say life gets you bogged down sometimes, John? I'd say I'm significantly bogged.
I'd say it drags me like a monster from the deep.
In a bog. Very similar to getting bogged down. Yeah, it feels like I'm being pulled into a great dark abyss with no chance of being saved. I call that bogged down. You may feel overwhelmed. Yeah. And that's where working with a therapist can help you get closer to the best version of you, or at least like help me get out of the abyss. And when you feel empowered, you are prepared to take on everything that life throws at you. We know that I've seen there's a distinct difference at KFC Radio when we are talking to people and doing therapy and when we're not. There's a stark difference when you get it off your chest and you talk about things. Even I think I read that like 90% of therapy is like just saying it.
Yeah,
Just being it's no longer a secret. It's no longer on my chest. I get it off my chest, and if they can give me some help, fine. But just someone to get it out is everything that you really need. It's convenient, it's flexible, it's affordable, and it's entirely online when you do it at Betterhelp. So fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, or you can switch therapists anytime, no additional charge, and they'll help you live a more empowered life. Therapy can help you get there when you visit betterhelp.com/KFC. Get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/KFC.
We look good.
That looked good to me.
No one's fucking with us in the club.
You know what the funniest part of this is? He's doing all that. He's wearing a jock strap right now.
I'm always wearing a jock strap.
Yeah, we've been experimenting the last couple weeks or so, getting jocked up. I can't remember why this started.
Wait, where does it go?
We started. A friend of mine a couple weeks ago texts me and he goes, "Do you think anybody anybody playing? We always talk about basketball. Me and him when we played NBA, all that shit. And he just says to me, "You think anybody when they play is wearing a jock strap anymore?" And I said, "Anymore?" And he was like, "Yeah, I used to wear a jock strap." And he's like, "My age. We grew up playing in like the 2000s." And I was like, "I don't think so, dude." And he started asking all like other friends, and he was like, "I'm the only one who was doing this." So we just had this whole conversation about it. And then I think for some reason I think we both brought it up for some reason. So we decided we're going to try to get jocked up.
I thought I saw the appeal of it. I saw keep everything tight. If I was wearing underpants just there, my balls have been all over the place.
So you're just it's just in the hole?
Uh-huh.
It's
It's just in like the fucking...
He's also wearing like a old man.
Exactly what you think of jock strap.
Yeah, because they also make ones like Calvin Klein makes
got
one
your
now.
asses out.
But he's no, his whole ass is out. But I tried to do it because I got a problem. I got an underwear problem that I thought jock straps might solve, and they didn't.
No.
So I'm burping. It's like manifesting
What,
itself.
you want to do like no fly zone, or you want?
I have a fucking big ass. I wear extra large boxers, and I'm still like my dick is cramped up, and because I have like the ass of a black woman on a white guy's body, and so I thought the problem is that the ass is so big it's pulling the front. So I thought if you just cut it out and I just have the jock strap that my balls would be free, and apparently not because the jock strap still fucking makes me uncomfortable too.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. The jock strap's really uncomfortable.
But it doesn't make sense if you think about it. It should just,
jock straps are such a weird.
we're not putting the cup in. We're just
That's
fucking.
the thing. Did you wore cups when you played?
No.
I did until I fucking got old enough to know I don't need to wear a fucking cup. Like when I was in like middle school and t-ball and shit like that, they did cup check.
I think one time I
yeah.
caught in Little League and I wore a cup.
That's the only
and the next
acceptable time
time,
you can do
but
it.
the cups
Still
hurt.
sucks, yeah.
It hurts your like the
muscle.
muscle.
You get rash too. It's
Yeah, terrible. And then you realize you just like don't need to do it. You're just like if I do get hit in the balls, it's gonna be a fucking fiasco anyway, and it's probably not gonna happen. So roll the dice, you know.
Yeah. You really are a specimen. You are. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Anyway, could you believe? Could you imagine if like during our upbringing, we did shit like this?
No.
Like we played sports and stuff, but like,
Well, I mean, this is a live look at the Feidelberg living room.
your father must have been like, "What is this face?
We'd only do it. Like,
what is going on?
We were like in high school.
Can you guys go back to being gay?"
We were like in high school.
You were in high school doing
When
this?
Stomp the Yard came out, I believe I was in high school.
I was in
Oh,
middle-
bro,
yeah,
I
in
thought
middle
you were
school.
like young.
No, I was pretty old. Not old, but I was
let's
probably 7th grade, 8th grade.
Yeah, Stomp the Yard's 07.
Bro,
So, yeah, I was in high
you
school.
guys are
Yeah.
fucking losers.
Well, the thing is, we were talking about this
You can
too.
do that shit up until 6th grade, and then anything
Nah.
after that, you're fucking
What,
lame.
have fun?
Yeah.
Fellas can't have fun past
After
6th grade?
that, after
Disagree.
that, the fella's doing some weird shit. You're gay, man. That's weird.
We were talking about when you were younger, you were only cool if you were fast. In your
Yes.
school.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Like that was always it.
Whoever ran the mile the fastest,
Yeah,
or
like,
would
I
finish
still
sprints
remember
first.
this guy's name. Like, I'll
Me too.
never forget.
Isn't that funny? I know the 2 or 3 names
That you just
of
know
the
who's
people,
fast.
and I was like, that guy's so fast. I wish I was like him.
Stupid.
And it's like,
but then like you grow older, and it's like.
Were you the fast kid?
I was fast.
I was going to say, I bet he's
that surprised me because I feel like you're lanky.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look. It looks.
I mean, you had this video,
misproportioned.
like,
But you're
going to
also-
pick up Brandon Walker, dude. You
Yeah.
did like a 4.640 like
Yeah, no, I'm
3
Yeah.
years
fast.
ago,
But
right?
it
Yeah,
makes
I'm
sense
fast.
because you've proven that you're that weird guy that can do things. But if I were to just look at your makeup, I would like the small guys were usually like they played soccer, they were kind of
Yes.
tighter, smaller. They weren't
When I
like.
run,
Well, I
my
bet
foot goes this way.
You'd be one of those people who like you
Yeah,
don't even look like you're
you
moving
have like
fast.
a duck walk.
When I walk, my if I put my foot straight, it's on the side of my foot. It's a very annoying thing.
Really?
It's terrible.
Well, you do that thing where you whack your knee and it goes sideways.
Yeah, I don't think I have an ACL either.
Yeah.
But it was like
I got a
like
little bit
watching
of a
Randy Moss run.
duck
I would never be
Yeah.
like Randy Moss is fast because he's so big and he moves like it's not
Yeah.
like little choppy
Yeah,
steps.
Right, but,
Yeah.
but
So, like,
that
smooth
also
and
there's the other
gliding.
side. There's the choppy, and then there's like the gazelle.
Right.
Carlos Beltran was that way, very long strides, and you're like, is he even trying? It's like there was always fans who were like, he doesn't even try hard. It's like no, he's just fucking really really good at this. It makes it
Right,
look
right.
easy. But then there's Marty, who I think would just fucking. You look like you're a duck.
Yeah.
But you're fast somehow.
Yeah,
It's
and
weird.
you're like if you timed it, you're like that doesn't make sense.
But yeah, it's like the
just
way it looks
that.
is slow, but it's
Yeah.
fast. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's you in a nutshell. You're a paradox like that.
Yeah, no,
It's like this doesn't make sense, but it's
nothing
but
makes
it's here.
sense about me. Yeah,
So you
at all.
would cut people. You'd be like, you're not crumping hard
yeah,
enough.
yeah. Chris Chisanidi. I really did some messed up things to him. I had one time where we put "call gays" on a sign.
call gaze.
Yeah. We thought it was the only words that were there, and it's the only thing we thought would be funny. Like, when you could change the letters on a sign?
Oh, yeah.
We said call gaze. And
Like when you put up letters at a fast food restaurant or something like that. Like
Okay.
specials, 99 cents kind of.
and the guy just pulls out, undercover cop pulls out with a gun just at us. And we were just like, what the fuck? And he's like, can I see your ID? I was like, my dad's going to kill me. So I told him my name was Chris Cisnidi.
Oh, terrible.
Terrible. But and then I cut him. Yeah, he's gotten a bad shake. Still friends, though.
And then
I don't know about this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now from
Now
the
I
Stomp team too.
Cut him from wall ball.
It's very
too.
funny to think about.
Bro, do you know wall ball? Jackie was telling us that her friend, you might not have been here for this.
Yeah, I don't think I was because I've talked about wall ball before. I would remember
Jack,
any
you
wall
have to
ball
come over here
conversations we
'cause
had.
like, you don't
Because
know
wall
what the
ball
phone-
means different things to different people.
Yeah, but it was so wall ball to me means it's one of those things like if you drop the ball, you time to go
wall
touch
ball
the
to
wall.
you is
but you
a
got
blue
safe.
ball. You throw it against the
We
wall.
used the tennis ball. but
Whatever,
it was
fine,
like
yeah.
the-
Small ball, you throw it against the wall. If you bobble it, you got to run and touch the wall. Someone can peg you.
That's wall ball to me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not wall ball to me, but keep going. I want to hear the story.
Well, this girl, well, I guess I'll just have to say her name. Her name was made us play molly ball, where she would just go and make us line up against the backboard, and then every recess she'd be like, "It's molly ball day," and then she would just pick us, and every day was molly ball day. So every single day we just got harassed,
And they'd cry and stuff.
and we would cry. And we'd be like, "Do we have to play molly ball today?" She'd be
She'd
like,
be
"What
like,
the
"Yes."
fuck did I just say?" And then you
fucking
would
love
get
Molly.
pegged for molly ball.
Where's Molly today? She's either like a CEO or she's dead in the gutter. One or the other. No in between. No in between.
Not a school teacher.
Yeah, no way. She's either doing that to people at work, being like, "Give me your paycheck," or she's fucking on crack because everyone hates her. One or the other. Wall ball, I think in very small, like when I grew up here, throwing the ball against the wall, pegging, we either called butts up or
I've heard butts up.
yeah, butts up. And then when I was living outside of Philly, that was called red ass because you get pegged in the ass.
I feel like I've heard that
And
too.
wall ball was with a kickball, and it was almost like it was almost like tennis. Like you hit the ball with your hand, and you got to keep the ball volleying off.
I've
the
seen
wall.
that on Modern Family.
So yeah, so that was that shit was fire though. So I didn't. If I had come from a place that was wall ball, and then if they called butts up wall ball in New York, and then I went to Pennsylvania, and they were calling it wall ball, I'd be like, what are you fucking idiots talking about? But I never heard of wall ball, so wall ball to me is a totally different game. That's awesome.
Yeah, my wall ball was weird.
What was your wall ball?
I made up a whole story. It was nothing. It wasn't really a game. My name was Josh Eashlink, and you laughing at?
What the fuck? You think Joshy Slink is what I'm laughing at.
Joshy Sling.
Somehow Joshy Slink is still your second most preposterous.
But this is
name.
a game
Yeah.
you made up for yourself.
It was it was just made up like a whole story that Josh Eashlink was this wall ball champion, and my friend was like my sidekick, and it became characters, and then
Well, how did the gameplay though?
It was just literally just throw the ball at the wall. No, and there's nothing else.
Did you play like a ball against the wall
But yes,
and
there-
pegs and all that
recess
shit?
there, yeah.
Did you have a name for that?
No, that was I guess called wall ball. I don't
Yeah.
know. It was definitely called something.
I thought across New York it would be. What Pat? Did you have this?
That's very creative.
Did you even play it?
Yeah, I
I
like
feel like that game is gone.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like kids just are just on their phones
now
at
they're doing
recess. They're not like
fucking
playing games.
pickleball.
Yeah, yo, pickleball. I was playing pickleball in 99, 2000.
Dude,
My
put
gym
pickleball
teachers
up there with the avatars and the fucking CBS
Yeah,
crime shows
where
because
it's
I
who's
don't
actually
know
playing it.
anyone who watches.
So I did,
I actually
though.
do know people who play. I do two people
Whoa.
people who it's a disability.
Yeah.
Two people who play pickleball, but I've never seen it. I've never seen a court. I've never.
My JV and varsity basketball coach, they were both the gym teachers, played pickleball, so we played in gym class. We had rankings at school. It was dead ass serious. People would play, they would sneak off from classes. There was sanctioned matches. It was we're playing in gym class, but also the number 1 seed is playing the number 2 seed in an actual match tomorrow. It was a big fucking deal. And then I never heard about it again. It was made in prison. It was a prison game initially.
Oh, really?
And then never heard about it again. And now it's having this big resurgence. But we were playing in 1965. Does that say? Mm-hmm. So that's in the grand scheme of things, that's a very new game.
Yeah, no, it is.
So
This says a children's backyard game.
Probably don't want to.
But I'd be interested if it was prison because then it's almost like lobster works. It's now
there's
a
definitely
higher up
something
game,
about
right?
prison and pickleball. Search prison or jail. I know that for a fact.
What was I just gonna say though? Fuck. You know what the most dangerous game was, as violent as this was? Red Rover. Oh, Red Rover.
Just like sprint at each other
It is
and dislocate your shoulders.
Shocking people didn't lose
Yeah.
limbs.
What's that?
Red Rover, you get a bunch of people and you
Human
hold
chain.
hands and you go Red Rover, send Kevin right over, and he'd have to try and run through us holding hands.
Oh my
Like
God.
break your hold.
insane.
I'm honestly surprised we haven't done that as like a sponsored event here. That sounds like something.
No, because you know what it is though. It shows the elasticity of kids. Like you can just fucking wrangle kids around,
Yeah,
throw
yeah.
them around, rip their limbs apart, and they're fine. if two adults were to hold hands and a grown adult were to run into them, their arms would be ripped from their body. The flesh would rip. Yeah, here it is. I guess it's just popular in jail. I guess it wasn't invented in jail, but everybody in jail loves it. Look at that fucking guy. That's so funny to think that you got like a life sentence for catching a body, and then you're in there playing pickleball all day. Actually sounds like...
It sounds kind of nice, yeah.
Like there are definitely times where I'm like, if I could hang out with the fellas, play pickleball all day, have my meals and my clothes taken care of me, jail ain't so
prison
bad.
should save a few rooms for hotels.
Yes.
If I could take like a vacation in prison,
hang out with the guys, just
I'd
watch
be
sports.
pretty interested.
Not like your Brady thing, but like I went on a field trip to prison.
No, I've never seen a prison. No,
It's crazy.
really.
They
were you in
like a
active
prison
in
or
an
a
active
jail?
prison?
Yeah, no, I went to it was like our criminal justice class, and we went and they were just like whistle at the girls, and like
Yeah, I
one
bet.
guy threw piss at us, like
What?
actual piss. Yeah,
That
it was
sounds
crazy.
extremely.
It's crazy that
Is
they
this high
brought us
school?
to middle school. No, it was high school. Yeah, the fact that they just brought us to jail was fucking insane.
Yeah, I do love the.
I thought you were gonna say like a fucking Rikers Island, The Rock type stuff, where it's
Yeah, like
an empty
Alcatraz
prison
is-
out.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
there was definitely some people in there.
Back in the
fucking
day,
scary.
people used to just kind of let it rip, you know.
No, you didn't give a
Like
shit.
teachers were just like, I don't know, this is a good idea for the day. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, like a teenage girl got covered in piss from an inmate, and then they would just be like, "Whoops, we're not doing that again." But we did do it once. Shit is crazy, man. We played a game called Big Bat Bopper Baseball. Did you play mat ball? I've talked about that a
Mat-ball?
couple times on KFC Radio.
No.
Mat ball's awesome. Mat ball is legitimately the best game ever created. I would watch like a professional league if I could. You know the fold-out gymnastics mats?
Yeah.
You have 4 of those on each quarter of the gym, and those are the 4 bases. You play like kickball. You have to round the bases twice to score, and you can run whenever you want. So it's kind of like a non-stop kickball game with
kinda
pegs
sick.
and stealing and all this shit. And then we combined that with a bat and a different ball, and it was like absolute chaos. People were like whacking the ball around.
That
People were
sounds-
crashing into
yeah.
each other, and we had to
I
like
need sports where you get
we
a
had to
little
like
bit of
halt.
rest.
we also did the Indy 500 was the real one. Indy 500, Mr. Fecht in 6th grade. You sat on the roller things, you know, the ones you used to roll over your fingers, you know.
Yeah.
You sat on those. You had a partner. I would sit, and we'd have a PVC pipe shaped like an L, and I would hold it, and you would run and whip me around, and it was a race. And kids were like crashing, flying into the walls, getting their
God.
fingers. We played it one time, and it was awesome. And then he was like, "We're never doing this again."
The
He's like, "Don't tell your parents."
The worst day was when they came in for scoliosis check. Because I'm
'Cause you had
curved
that
as a
shit.
bat, so it's
Yeah.
like bat's pretty straight.
You had-
it's
you were-
the
you were-
worst when they're like bend down. I was like, bro, I know I'm leaning left. I don't know what to tell you. Don't have to tell everyone I got the osis. And he's just like every year it's the same guy too.
Did you wear a brace?
No, I've refused to
Yeah.
do it. I'd
But you
rather
should've.
die tomorrow than
Yeah.
wear a brace. You can't be
So
doing that.
if you bend over right now, you're still crooked.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I'm so crooked.
Does it
I'm
hurt?
gonna be like literally just leaning left when I'm 50.
No way.
Probably. They say it's
Probably.
pretty bad. I haven't been a doctor in 10 years.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Does that hurt?
No, actually.
Why is scoliosis coming up? It's like very weird. I think it was our last Monday episode. We
Am
talked
I
about
just
scoliosis
saying things that
too.
you guys have said?
Apparently.
It's not
It
beyond
was-
scoliosis.
It is. We were talking about scoliosis because then it was with Robbie because then I brought up spina bifida.
Yes, but
Make
we don't need
one
to
up
bring
too.
that up again.
No, that's just
Spina bifida is just like if you get that, your parents kill you. That's,
Yeah.
that's what that is.
yeah. Before you get out of the womb, they test you.
I
pretty
It's a big old
hard.
abortion.
When I was born, I was supposed to wear a helmet.
You know, one of those squishy heads.
No, one of my side of my face is bigger than the other. but it doesn't look it, right?
No.
You wouldn't know.
No,
They
I
wanted
would-
to
I have
shave
no-
my face off. And then my dad dropped me off a changing table. It's been downhill for me.
Everybody does that. I drop my kids all the
Are
time.
you an alien guy?
What?
Are you an alien guy?
Not so much.
you-
I mean, I'm not like not an
Yeah.
alien guy, but I'm not like I'm not.
Big- I'm a big
I'm.
time
I think I'm
alien
at the level of aliens that like everyone is. We don't really care. Like everyone
yeah.
said it. Like they've proven it 50 times, and it seems
I-
like as a public,
What
we don't
I've
care.
learned about aliens, I've applied it to everything else in life, and I think it's the greatest lesson to learn, especially in this day and in this era. People don't actually care about things; they care about the discussion and the hysteria around it.
Yes.
So like everyone was clamoring for aliens. And then the government released all those files that basically says, not confirming that we have like green Martians, but being like, we have things that we're calling materials from another world and from another planet, and nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody. There are these crazy like enthusiasts, and it's like, okay, go read these documents. They're not doing it. There's a website from the Freedom of Information Act. It has all of the documents. I think they keep some redacted, but all of the documents that the government's ever had on aliens, they're like, okay, here, and people just go, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
But they
Oh, yeah.
want like if they
There's
think
one,
it's a
like-
conspiracy theory, they want to yell about it,
fun
and then
to
the government
argue.
admits it, and they're like, okay, on to the next thing.
It's
And
one of the
same
least
thing-
read
It's like when
websites in the
you're,
world.
Like, it's
the same
like
thing
when
about
you're
all
right
of this
about
shit.
a take at Barstool. When you're right about something, no one
one
gives a
cares.
fuck.
Nobody
But
cares.
When you
Yeah.
do something
Absolutely, that's a
so
great point.
stupid, they're like, yeah.
Jump all over you.
Yeah, that's true.
it's the same thing with
They live in Antarctica.
They
right?
did it. What was something else recently? Where they they basically said the CIA killed JFK.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, no one
People have
cares.
been yelling about that, but we've been making movies forever. There was a document that was like the government was basically involved, and nobody cares.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know that document was out.
Exactly. Today's episode is brought to you by Simplisafe Home Security. Would you do everything it takes to protect your family? Of course you would, right? So why not just get Simplisafe? People are like, oh, I need to be able to protect my home. I need to, keep a bat under the bed. I need to be the man of the house. Or just get a good security system. How about that? How about you just let the professionals take care of it with an easy
with everything.
everything.
Just let the
there are
professionals
professionals who know
handle
what
it.
they're doing, and they can provide it to you at an affordable cost. Just let them do it. They have advanced security technology powered by 24/7 professional marketing, professional monitoring. You can't do that. The man of the house can't do that. Simplisafe can. In an emergency, Simplisafe's professional monitoring agents use Fast Protect technology to capture critical evidence and verify that the threat is real, so you can get to priority police dispatch or whoever you need to remedy the situation. You can lock and unlock your doors, access your cameras, and arm and disarm your security from anywhere. It costs under $1 a day. That is free. Less than half the price of traditional home security systems, $1 per day. I know I'm going to be getting a new house soon, hopefully, God willing, and the first thing I'm going to be doing is putting Simplisafe on it. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplisafe.com/KFC Radio. You get a free indoor camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring when you go to simplisafe.com/KFC Radio. There's no safe like Simplisafe.
You said something interesting though. You said something about like the take at Barstool. It has sports Twitter gotten way worse, or is it just like I have more time for it anymore?
No, it's bad.
Like it is.
I think way more people have joined. I think you got to remember when we were on Twitter, it was still a pretty small.
Yeah.
thing. It's a lot more.
But like,
people.
even like this
about-
morning, like even like sending like benign tweets about Brady. It's like, what are you, the dumbest fucking person? Was it Tom Brady was good? What are we talking
they
about
always
anymore?
have to bring up something where it's like we were literally talking about this last night, where like we watched Pamela Anderson documentary, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was cool to be famous back then because like you were chosen, you were picked.
We were literally
What the
just
fuck
saying
is going
this.
on? Because like now it's us. It's like us three are sitting here. We shouldn't be here,
Dude, when
like-
when if you were an asshole like back then, if you were a rich and famous asshole, you kind of like deserved to be because like the whole world knew you,
Yes.
and you were doing something that like only you could do. And now it's like every Twitch streamer, everybody with a phone, everybody who can talk, everybody's famous, and it's like you're not famous. You have a clique of people that know you. and we found out that you can monetize all these different camps and become wealthy, but you're not famous.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
Yes, but famous people used to work fucking 3 months a year.
Yeah,
I filmed
you work
one
every
movie.
day. You're not
Famous people
famous.
didn't do anything. Like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
why it was so cool. Like Pam Anderson, like she really didn't do anything.
Yeah.
She was just
She was just
her,
it.
and it was just like everyone wanted to know what was going on.
Yep.
It's like now you post a TikTok, I'm here. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying this about myself as well.
Totally.
It's not like
No,
I don't
and
deserve.
you know what was really cool about famous people was you didn't know everything about them.
Yes.
So when you saw them out at a bar, that's why the paparazzi existed, because it was like I want to see them outside the movies, outside the pictures, the talkies.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, it was
they
a full-
go to
it
a
was-
bar, they dance, they like to drink, they're kissing in public. Now it's like, and I mean, you know what it is the less talented you are, the more you need to like give. So it's like I need to show everything about my life to keep you guys interested in me because I'm not that interesting.
Okay.
I was like last weekend. I went to a place and Kevin Durant walked in, and it was the coolest. That was like finally. I was like, this guy is. He came in. The music changed completely. It was like you were at like your graduate. You were at like a school dance music to like it was just rap, and then he just went over. Like some of the Knicks were there. He smoked a blunt, left. 15 minutes.
Really?
And it was the coolest
so
thing
cool.
I've ever seen. Like that
You
is
guys were
like,
with somebody recently. Rhea texted me. Who was it? I think you saw him like twice recently. She said. I think it was you. Let me find.
forget. We've been running into random like Julius Randle was there and the guys.
Were you
like,
at a restaurant or
It was
a bar?
Little Sister. It's a.
I'll tell you what.
club
I wouldn't
type.
know any club
Oh, it
that
was
the Knicks hang
Keith
out at.
Hernandez. She saw.
Oh, it's Sir Keith Hernandez
Yeah.
again. Yeah, she's like, I might sound dumb, but that looks like an old Keith Hernandez. That's Keith.
That's
Hernandez.
Keith.
That's 70. He looks bad. He had 3 pairs of
Well,
glasses
when
on.
you're in public versus when you get your makeup and all that
Yeah,
shit done.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why
Especially-
like the most popular magazine was like us had like a whole section which is called
They're
Stars.
like
They're
us.
just like us. It's
Yeah.
Like, so they take out their trash sometimes.
right, because you
Yeah.
just never saw any of that shit. You know.
Can I ask you a barstool question?
Yeah, that's why we're doing this episode.
I forgot. We usually forget that stuff.
Yeah.
How does it? You guys are in your own world, and I love. Like,
Yeah.
but you also see everything. How has it changed? I feel like now is the most different Barstool's ever been.
Yeah.
As-
Totally.
And you'll be able to say that next year, and you'll be able to say that
Yeah,
next year.
and I think
Like
it changes
anything,
literally
it's-
every
It's
week.
not that
Right,
it's
right.
it doesn't ebb and flow. It continually gets more
Because
different.
now
like-
I feel like it's mostly if you have your thing, you go do your thing. Like in the old office, it was like you said one thing, you're like trying to get a comment at the stool seating camera. You're trying to like fucking.
It was
it's all-
one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, now
I
it's
think
like-
we've talked about it on these Monday episodes with people who come through. I think we're going to try to restore a little bit of that, hopefully, with the New York office in a more like fun way as opposed to a more like gotcha way.
Yeah, like
And-
maybe like actually work together.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be fun.
And like if
know?
you
I think it would be like, hey, like we have a lot of followers.
You know what I
all
would
of
say?
us, we can do something together.
I think not only would be fun. Here's what I say about collaborating and cooperating. Let's try it. Let's try it,
Bro,
Maybe it won't work. Maybe
sit down.
maybe we'll be wrong. And it's like, no, the only way this shit works is when we are at each other's throats and we have beef and we're throwing cans at each other and shit and we're canceling each other and shit. Maybe that's when Barstool thrives. I'd like to think that we can also do it where we're like, oh, that was funny, and like, oh, what you're talking about is the subject matter on my show usually. Why don't you come on and we'll talk about it and we'll
I think
share.
it's a lot. Just like people, everyone's got to drop some egos sometimes.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
like just maybe we'll sit down and talk about. Like we can all have. I can have an idea for you. It doesn't even have to
Totally.
be for me. Like you could have an idea for me.
That's how these places. The way Barstool was perfect for what it was. Now that sounds stupid, but it's like what it was like 5 or 6 guys, 8 to 10 guys. It got eventually to like 12 to 15 guys, a couple girls that like were butting heads and arguing and talking shit and busting balls, and that's gonna get you to like here, you know?
Yeah.
But once you're like here, you got to do like a writer's room and a brainstorming session, and some of those things feel like you're selling out a little bit or whatever.
We've
But it's not
completely
really.
sold
It's
out,
like
though.
like we've sold
We've
out.
literally
We've sold
sold
out
out.
in all the bad ways and none of the good ways.
Yeah, like
you know.
we're gonna sell. We might as well do it all.
Let's do it where it's like, sit down and I'm going to kick some ideas around. And it's like, ordinarily, I would try to wedge this into my podcast, but it works better if he does it and makes a video with it.
Yeah.
Or she talks about it on her show. There's so much. It used to just be race to the story. I want to get it up first. I want to talk about it first. I want it to be my, whatever. And now I think it should be more like what's better for the whole like crew, you know?
Yeah.
And it's you know, I think if a couple people buy into it and you see rising tides lifts all ships, then other people buy into it. But there's still people got to let their guard down a little bit. I remember who was it? One of these LA comics that the LA scene was very like, you come on my show, I'll come on your show, we'll blow it up. You have a special coming out, you make the rounds. They all help each other. It really started with Rogan, but they all because they all got out to LA and they were either on sitcoms or movies or whatever, and they made money and they got rich. And once you're rich, you let your guard down a little bit and you're not like, this is mine. I need the stage. I need the spotlight. They all had some money and it was like, let's share the spotlight a little bit. Now, not everybody here is rich, but it's a better mindset to be like, there's enough internet to go around.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get enough followers too. You'll get enough shine if you come on my show and I come on your show and do all that shit. Like, those guys did it and everybody's podcast succeeded because they were like, all right, I've got some, now let me help out others.
Yeah.
If you do it the right way, I think you can have both. Like, you can still bust balls and talk shit and have fun and not be like, we were oddly separate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we have every celebrity under the sun on our show to promote their stuff, but we will never talk to each other on our shows. Like, maybe the rundown we get together, but like, as far as I'll come on your show, you come on mine, never, ever. Like,
That's crazy.
What? You know, it's like, that's so, the fact that people like didn't kind of see through that more is like, what the fuck is going on here? It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's been a wild year for myself.
I was gonna say, where are you at right now? I mean, was there a point where you were like, if I were you, I probably wouldn't have even made it to February. I probably would have left earlier and been like, fuck this place.
Yeah, no, that definitely. When it was happening, I was like, what the fuck? The weirdest thing that happened.
You pretty early got. Sorry to interrupt, but you pretty early got like not a confirmation, but like contacted from like other people being like, you're not going anywhere, right?
Not really.
No?
Like,
maybe I heard from someone else. I thought I heard that.
Not like I remember I had a pen event. Like, the pen people.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Pen liked. Like, they're like, we like you. Like, I don't care what you do.
Right. That's what.
Personal
Okay.
life.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. No, that not from Dave or Eric or.
Yeah, that's
anything.
what I mean. Like, pen people were like.
No, yeah, it was weird. It was.
Well, so that's interesting because like Penn's about to take over.
That's
and
where
your contract is up, and so if someone at Penn likes you, I'm sure that Dave will still have a lot of say on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But ultimately, they make the call. So if they're like, Marty makes us money and we like him, you're going to stay. However, they're taking over right when your contract's expiring. It's
Literally
like, well, who's in control when Marty is up?
Is your contract with Penn or Barstool? I don't even know how that works with gambling people.
I think it's Barstool.
Yeah.
I don't really understand. I for sure.
So I think we have people who are gambling people who have contracts with Penn.
We're not at Barstool, like a part of
think,
Barstool.
like,
technically.
I could be wrong. That could be another thing I heard on the
but
streets.
Yeah, I think some people that were brought on like that don't even work. Like maybe Megan or like.
Yeah, I'm worried Megan.
But either way, you were in a spot where like if someone from Penn gave you assurances, thanks and all, but the guy who's still running the show says he fucking hates me right now.
Yeah. No, I took that with. It was literally I had an event for me and Dana for just like just playing slots and shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was the day after. It was like 2 days after. And it was like, I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Right.
It was a wild time, but the weirdest part is like, I don't even, me and Rhea, were completely fine.
Yeah.
Like, and we were talking about the other day, it's like, no one else is going to go through. If we can get through that, we're good with anything.
It's true.
But, yeah, no, sorry, I love Rhea. My bad.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was, I'll be honest, I got offered more money to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But I was like,
for real?
For real.
Or for fake?
For real?
Like you,
no, I believe you.
Because other
there's
people,
someone else who's made that claim as well, and they were back in about 2 days.
like you,
that one way off of my
like you're not saying that you have a radio show ready that doesn't exist.
No, I wasn't doing it for, and I didn't even like. I don't know.
I think I would have taken that if I were you.
Yeah, no, and that's
in that instance. I don't think I would have been like. I don't think cooler heads would have prevailed for me. I think I would have been like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah, it was a lot of that. But then one, I was like, I don't want to go out like that.
True.
Was one thing. Two was on like fuck the commenters at one point.
Yeah, you don't want to let them control it.
Because there was a lot of people in here that were
but
talking shit about
that's
me
the
too.
thing. Like, I don't care about the commenters. I would have been like, fuck all the people.
Oh, I know who had my back or who like
right.
privately was on my side, but still said
but
something.
publicly, yeah.
But like again, it all when it. I was like, what am I gonna be mad at everybody the
Right.
entire time?
Oh,
Just
I mean, I
gonna-
went through it too. Not the same where it was like directed at me, but it was just like I know who has my back and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's okay because you don't have to like be like friends with or defended by everyone you work with. You know what I mean? You just have your
And
crew.
again,
A lot of people
we're
are.
not friends
Yeah.
with everybody here.
Yeah, people don't get that.
That
We're not
it is.
friends with
I
everybody.
think people like think the same thing with sports teams, where it's like everyone's best friends are. Like,
Absolutely not.
a couple of people are tight.
As a matter of
and then-
fact, it's like it's more like it's
not enemies by any stretch. I
but it's
don't
like you
think
throw
I
a bunch of
have
people together.
Many enemies.
And
There's
they're like-
levels. It's like you're my guy.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like, oh, I'll like still trust you with everything, but I'm not hanging out with you all the time. And there's like, I'm good.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
So that's just. I think that's every workplace.
Yeah, that's normal.
But
human
it also came
civilization.
off the heels of everybody that there was the burner talk where we know that there are people
Yeah.
talking shit
Oh
behind
man,
closed
I was
doors.
really
and,
hoping
like,
Deke
Oh,
left
would've loved that.
list
Yeah.
because that was literally the
Dude.
same day. I was like, release it, you bastard.
Yeah.
If I could ever fucking, I wish I recorded myself, but then it would have been disingenuous. It would have made it seem like I was angry because there was nothing I could do. I remember, like, I really wanted the burners. I
Yeah.
really wanted to know.
that
what
was
it
when we were like, who cares about that?
yeah,
You guys were
This
helping
is
me.
like
Yeah, that was
this
good.
is really like this is important.
I
We have
remember I was
people
like,
who are
Kevin,
sabotaging
tweet, Kevin.
sabotaging other people's careers on purpose. And everyone's like, oh, whatever. But these guys are dating. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
So it's just gonna one day when we look back, like it's such a shame Tom Brady retired today because he had a tweet too, and Team Giselle. Hope Giselle's fucking doing good with her instructor. But like,
That's funny.
I don't know. It's just such a weird thing because I've always been able to separate my life and Barstool, but
Yeah.
now obviously
Very
she works
intertwined,
here and
yeah.
whatever. But like, I've never been happier.
Good.
Which is crazy. I know I'm getting gay on here, but like I fucking love her a lot. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't regret anything I did, and yeah, go fuck yourself. Like, I really don't care, and that's not selfish to me. People are like, oh, that's selfish. It's like, no, I
don't. Oh,
So-
bro, I'm the biggest pro-selfish person in the world. There's one life.
You look out for
Might as well be
number
fucking
one,
selfish,
bro.
dude.
You look out for number one and the
she
people who
feels the
matter.
same. So like, what am I supposed to do? Because you don't like it, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna
No, that's
date
crazy.
her. Like, no,
No, I
fuck
mean
that.
it's crazy, and like yeah, you wish that it would all be good. In a perfect world, nobody dated anybody prior, and it would all be perfect. But that's not how it
And
fucking
also,
works.
there's so many people dating here that like everyone's like, you can't date here. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Almost exclusively
It's
people.
like-
I have
dating.
never seen a more incestual place.
Oh my god! And it's
know?
just like,
Bro,
oh,
I remember I had when I was in high school, I had so it was my senior year, and when I was in high school, most of my friends were college. Were a year older than me, so they were all in college my senior year, and they all came home for some fucking I don't know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever fucking holiday it was, and some of them brought their friends from college home, and like we all hooked up with each other that weekend.
Yeah.
And their friends left, and they were like, I remember one of their groups from Clemson, their friend said, I've never seen a more incestuous group of people in my lives. And Barstool blows high school me out of the fucking water, dude.
It was just
I
such a
think-
weird time though, like that whole thing, because people like some people don't have power here. They can't say anything. They
Yeah.
thought it was weird, whatever. And I don't care. Like I don't care about you publicly saying anything about me. And you guys honestly did, so I appreciate that. Because my favorite one was with Taylor and Will.
That was
my
great.
favorite
They
thing.
were like,
And
"What the fuck's
when they
going
found
on
out, I was
here?"
like, they've been broken up for a year. It was like. He's like, what?
Yeah,
He's like, oh, I'm changing that.
Yeah.
But it was
That was
like,
when we changed it to a hypothetical, which was much
Yeah.
more fun to talk about your coworker sex lives and hypotheticals. But it was like let's just keep going with this hypothetical. Oh, we just talked about it like it was their coworkers.
Yeah.
like it was Titans.
Right, yeah. We said, what if there was a player that in your locker room that blah, blah, blah. And he was like, this wouldn't be an issue at all.
favorite thing that happened though, because when Brady and like other first of all Brady
That was
tweeted
crazy with
That was-
Celtics and
it got a
Brady.
bit-
and
yeah,
what is
yeah.
happening right now?
I did feel.
Nah, I retweeted the Brady. The Brady. I was like, come on here, dude.
Oh, I know, and like the Celtics thing, I'm happy I actually said one thing to get a takeoff, like, but during that, Shaq's son called.
Yes.
Oh,
He was like,
Shaq
bro,
was like-
my
was like
dad's
campaigning for
can't-
Shaq
He
to-
can't believe this shit. Oh yeah, all right.
If
tell us
Shaq
and
had
go.
come back out with a fucking Team Marty tweet,
Dude,
So he
if it was
followed-
Brady and Shaq getting involved in like the
imagine.
God,
romantic
Shaq would
relationships of
dumb you.
Barstool,
And then all of a sudden he's like, I'm gonna go talk to him. Maybe I can get him because his is like Shaq's not on his. Even Tom Brady's not on his Twitter. We know the guy who's tweeting.
right.
he just sit right next to
Literally
him.
know who he is.
That's the problem, is that these people running these things are stoolies who are following the gossip, and
yeah.
they're like, eh.
Exactly. And then Shaq followed me like, oh my god, he's gonna do it. It was like 2 days. I'm like, he still follows me. So
would be-
it's sick.
Wait, didn't Brady follow you too during that, or was that later?
He followed and
He
unfollowed,
followed me
right?
on TikTok, and I made a TikTok about it, and he unfollowed me so fast. Again, I'm
Respect
so
it.
happy.
Respect both sides.
Giselle looks so happy. It's so happy. Didn't he just retire to get divorced though?
Dude, I made a video about it today. I was like, I don't know what. The only I was like, maybe he wanted to get divorced. Maybe
That's
he
what
was
I'm
like,
saying.
he was like, fucking break up with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing for 50 years. You won't do it. I guess I'll have to pretend and then get you pissed off.
Yeah, because he
it's
has
crazy.
a team literally begging him to go play for it right now with the Super Bowl roster, and he's retiring.
Yeah, I mean,
He has multiple teams:
The 49ers would
49ers,
Take him in a
be
fucking
in
heartbeat.
a second.
Raiders, Titans.
like almost anybody without a quarterback.
Right.
Yeah, but the 49ers have everything he needs.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need to be Brady anymore. Like
Right.
it's like the Peyton Manning year. Like,
Yeah,
Which
you
dude,
could just
oh,
manage
that
the
was what
game
pissed
and
me
be
off too with
fine.
Twitter today. Where
Yeah.
I was like, Tom Brady broke his promise about playing until he sucks. People were like, oh, actually, Tom Brady didn't suck for us. Like,
I think he was
maybe
like
sucked
top
for a
3
second.
in passing.
I would say he was a top 10 quarterback this year.
yeah.
yeah, he was fine. Like he wasn't
He
like
wasn't Tom Brady
it's-
anymore,
yeah,
but that's
it's still
there's a
good.
long fucking fall from Tom Brady to sucking.
anyone
Yeah.
would take.
Yeah.
And fuck him.
Yo,
But, like,
on the Patriots have like I think we have a shot to win the AFC East with him this year.
oh yeah, for sure.
Take him in a heartbeat.
But yeah, he played because he was like, she doesn't want me to play. I need to just keep playing until she gets the fuck out.
I mean that it's like conspiracy theory esque, but it does like the alternative of just like I came out of retirement, I had a mediocre year, I got divorced, and then retiring again.
And
It's
retire-
kind of fucking weird.
2 weeks after the season, it wasn't like he waited to.
Yeah, no,
wait.
he
It's
knew.
like, no,
Same
I'm
day he
good.
retired last year.
Oh, it's the same.
Really?
He also retired February 1st last
That's
year.
crazy.
I don't know what it could just be like. You know what that
Yeah,
that sucks,
probably
and I don't
not.
want to go through that again. So I'm just retired, whatever. But it definitely was like. Well, I'm sure you regret that, right?
It's
unless he didn't. Unless he was like, I'm sure we talked about this before too. That like, I'm sure their marriage was not great for a long time.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
like whenever these things come out, and you think that one person is winning the breakup versus the other, chances are that person wanted the fuck out of it too. So there's no like, oh, I lost. It's like you might have publicly done something, but I'm thrilled to be out of here. You know. So who knows what it was? But I do know that. Unretiring for that was fucking weird.
Yeah, it's
You
very
know?
stupid.
A lot of comebacks have like gone awry, but that one was not good.
Great.
Great, I'll tell you, this is a great retirement.
Well, Brady also did what Bosco did. He did something to see. It was like watching your funeral. Like, what's everyone
Yeah.
gonna say about
Yeah.
it? And then all of a sudden, it's like, I'll come back.
I did respect that he was like, you only get one heartfelt thing.
That's
We're
what I
not
mean.
doing
This
it. Yeah.
is a
That
great
was nice.
retirement.
But
Like,
also, it's
on
like
the beach, sitting on the beach
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's
you
like,
know who's fucking pissed is Greg Olson.
oh,
Greg Olson's like, fuck, god damn it.
he's the
Because
third.
I mean,
wheel now.
he's gonna do. He's gonna be on the Super Bowl broadcast, right?
Yeah.
And then you get fired.
And-
Not get fired, but
Yeah,
like
you
get
get
demoted.
demoted. It
Which is
is-
I also people were saying how like it's bad for Greg. Like nothing about this is bad for Greg.
No.
Greg stepped up and is proven that he is an unbelievable world class broadcaster. If someone else slides in and it's Tom Brady,
Who had a
you get like
contract of $300 million just to
already
talk.
waiting. Yeah. Two things. I think one, like you're fine, and you will be like doing other games and maybe even another network, whatever. Like you're good. And two, I think there's a chance that there's going to be a lot of people saying Greg Olson, bring Greg Olson back. Greg Olson's better than Brady.
100%.
Like Tom Brady is not
'Cause
guaranteed
people-
to be good at this shit
No,
yet.
not at all.
We know that Greg Olson is a great broadcaster now. I think Tom Brady will be pretty good. I don't think he'll be good as Greg Olson. Greg Olson is just as good as like the best are.
I could see
So
that.
I think there's going to be a lot of chirping of like other networks and other people being like he's better than that, and then Greg Olson gets to go, oh, I'm better than the guy who got a $300 million contract.
Yeah,
Right,
no, he's
yeah,
a great spot, especially
Yeah.
because he's on the Super Bowl already this year.
Right.
And Tony Romo sucks so bad that
Has anybody ever run their course more
that
than
can
him?
everyone- I've
Relatively
never-
quick, right? He's been doing like 5 years now.
I'd say a little longer than that.
Was it longer? I mean, in the beginning,
I mean,
it
we were
was
definitely
first
at
we-
the old office, like with few chairs talking about
At
it.
first
and
we
when we
liked
had
it.
like we all had our own recliner.
Yeah.
At the old office, we
Yeah.
had like 12 recliners.
Yes.
And I remember like sitting in like that semicircle with people debating that. So that was,
That's like
I'd say that was 8
2014,
years
15,
ago.
yeah.
But
yeah,
maybe
he went from like
Well,
this
they
guy's
liked him because
amazing
he's
to
like, because he was like calling out the plays before he came.
happened
They-
like 3 times.
yeah.
I've
No,
never
he did it
seen
once, and then everyone's
yeah.
like, "Oh my god!" But I was like, "I don't want to know the play. Actually, I just want to wait."
I've never seen a more like, and there's a lot of things in life. I'm trying to think of an example where it's just like one thing happened one time and you rode that to the bank. You know,
Yeah.
It's like Tony Romo like 2 or 3 times called it right, 500,000 times got it wrong, but people were like, "You look at this prediction." You know, it's
Yeah.
like.
Today's episode is brought to you by Whistlepig. I mean, what can we say? I feel like I'm giving a best man speech right now because, well, that's not. It wouldn't be a best man because I'm the one who wants to marry Whistlepig. So I feel like I'm giving my vows right now. What can I say about Whistlepig that everyone doesn't know already? I love Whistlepig with all of my heart. Whistlepig is the most important thing in my life. Every single morning I wake up and I thank God that He gave me Whistlepig. And right now, what we are giving you with Whistlepig is 15% off our KFC Radio Special Edition bundle. Okay? You can get our bottle of whiskey with Whistlepig. You can get our 6-year Whistlepig Rye. You're going to get the orange maple syrup from Whistlepig. So you can get yourself a fancy little KFC Radio Old Fashioned. A KFC Radio Old Fashioned. A lot of letters there. My washing machine's done. KFC Radio Old Fashioned. I meant a lot of words. Whatever. I got distracted. The point is that we're giving you 15%. Oh, and also, you get a pig stopper. Okay, it's a golden pig stopper like the Whistlepig logo. It's catching a football, you know, like the big game that's coming up. That's why we're giving you 15% off with Game Day 23. Use it right now. You get the whiskey. You get the maple syrup. You get the cute little pig collectible edition. And you get a big thank you from me because you're such a nice person and a nice fan. Get it for your boyfriend. Get it for your girlfriend for Valentine's Day. Get it for your husband because he likes it. That's what my mom just did. As soon as it came out, my mom was like, bam, we got something for your dad. Don't tell him, though. It's going to be a surprise. Anyway, go get it. Game Day 23, 15% off.
Was the coolest thing in the world the Bert thing?
It was pretty.
was-
I mean,
I think the coolest thing that's ever happened here. I swear to God.
I was trying to think of like.
No, it is.
If,
I
like,
went through. I did a take
that's
on
probably-
it, actually. I don't know why. But they did a Snapchat. I was like, that's the coolest thing that's ever. Because that's like a huge personality that people fucking love. That just like told you you're coming to here. And,
Getting
that's not
the
for a show either. He's just like,
Right.
I remember, like, because we say so much shit to celebrities on podcasts that forget it right when they go out the door.
Right.
But like,
the
obviously,
fact
he's
that
your
he
friend
followed
and,
through on
like,
it, and he followed through on it 9 months later. Like,
long-ass
like if he
time.
did it that week, it would be like he came up with this idea and he wants to follow through with it. He thought about it, he tried it, it failed. Like he had it set, he had to cancel it.
Oh, really?
And then he still did it again. So
had-
like
was it
we
supposed to happen
were supposed to go to Morocco.
Oh, God.
And
Dude,
that
Morocco would have been
Morocco would have been dope
crazy.
too. That would have been awesome
Morocco
too.
would have been crazy.
And then you would have
I'll
thought
tell you
like
where that is.
if that
It's in Northern Africa. isn't it?
yeah,
Morocco's
it's
an
off the
big
coast of
peninsula?
Yeah. It makes you think of like
it's
almost
like
rattler
northwest
things?
Africa.
I was gonna say almost a big rattler. You know, where like almost like one of those like it's like a banjo type thing.
Yeah.
That to me makes me think of a
It's
Morocco.
almost like
sitar?
Mediterranean.
A
Are
what?
you talking about a sitar?
I don't know what that is either.
Maybe, but also we're thinking of maracas, which are an instrument, and that's what they're called.
there it is.
Yeah.
There's Morocco and Maracas. You debabled motherfuckers. It like it's a couple things. It's one, the fact that he wanted to do it with us, still did it with us, and when we did it, he was like, "That was fucking awesome."
Yeah.
Like, there's a chance if you do it with
It
someone
wasn't
else and we
like
show up
a-
and he's like, "Oh, these guys like they can't party or they're not fun or they're uptight." He like I at one point I was almost like feeling him out. I'm like, "Are you just saying this like for effect or?" I went on Ari Shafir's travel podcast and he called Bert afterwards and he was like, "It was fucking great. They were awesome." Like, and he was talking to us off camera about like. He was like, "This is so awesome," and the video when he put out saying you're on the clock now, it got like 3 million views right away, and he was like, he was like, that got me thinking that I could make this into a series. So the fact that like we were a big enough draw and he liked us enough and all that shit that he was like happy with it.
The
And
second that we got there and he was already impressed with views, I was like, all right, thank God.
yeah, we're
We
good
paid for our flights.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was like, you don't want it to make it feel like you were a Make-A-Wish thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like,
We're bringing
let's
something
put
to the
these
table
buddies-
as
yeah.
well. But he also was like, I had 4 of the funniest moments of my life on this trip. And the fact that he said 4, if you say that was the funniest moment of my life, it's like, no, it wasn't.
4 was a lot.
He was like, this thing happened, this thing happened, this thing happened, this thing happened. That were all, he was
What
like.
were the 4?
It was me watching you watching me, Mark returning, and
It's got to be
there was
Kevin.
oh yes, and appearing. He was like, if you have one of those moments on a trip,
unbelievable.
or on at a thing, you remember for the rest of your life. And I had 4 in one night. And I was like,
No, that was the first thing, because here you get like things happen. You're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like when other people are doing things, but that was the first one. I was like, whoa.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
So cool.
You know what's funny was I was saying, I was like, we should get as much as we can out of this. Like, we should talk about this a lot, even when we think it's beaten to death. It's a big moment for us. We got to, you know. But then that day on the rundown, it was when Bert had announced it. I was like, I'm not going to talk about this on the rundown because Dave's not going to give a fuck about this.
Yep.
And Big Cat was like, did you get your tickets yet or whatever? And I was like, yeah, we're all set. And Dave was like, what are you doing? And I was like, this comedian, Bert Kreischer, like, I explained it very quickly. And he was just like, okay. And I was like, all right.
What did you?
Okay.
When I walked in
Sounds
this
good.
Monday and you were doing the rundown, you were talking about it. Did you talk about it more
And then-
Did he
yeah, so
have-
He
And
seemed-
then
I
on the
watched a little- he seemed interested in that one.
Yeah, so then he put it on the after show. He was like post show on the note was like Amsterdam, and in Dave's way, like we talked about it for like a couple seconds.
Yeah.
You know? But initially
The
he
fact that it was
tweeted
even on the list.
He tweeted out he quote tweeted Bert's tweet and said, "This is almost as crazy as when Clem and Hank went to Latvia." And I was like, is
Didn't they
this
just
another
go on
Dave
the-
thing where
yeah.
he's trying to be like, we've already, like, that's not a big deal. We've done that
Yeah.
before. Or was he just saying like, oh, this is wild. This is like the time that, I sent those guys over there.
because
I
the
couldn't tell.
I
comparison
think
didn't
that
make any
was-
sense. The
no, it
compar-
didn't.
like they didn't
They just
didn't
went.
leave in 24 hours.
Yeah.
They
They
just
just-
went
they
to
just
a
traveled
different.
somewhere.
Yeah.
It's on the flight.
And
Yeah.
also, Amsterdam is like, it's crazy to go to Latvia. People go to Amsterdam. I didn't know what it was. And I was like, I think this is another thing of Dave trying to like downplay it. Whether I don't know what
don't
it
know.
was. I
I
didn't
mean,
know how to I didn't know how to. It's just one of those things that's funny. It's like, I'll go on any show. I could talk about the trip for 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
And on the rundown, I was like, it was fun. It was cool.
it's usually
I know
no,
how
he's
this
not gonna
goes. Like,
care.
you're not going to care.
Hey, the last time he's talked to me is when I called Tom Izzo Hitler. So you're winning right now.
Wait, what did he say about
That was great.
I was just letting him know, like, so I didn't know the Associated Press was like a huge publication.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no
Naturally.
idea. And I was like, hey, this article is probably going to come out. Just like, I literally was just comparing him to Hitler. And he's like, send me
Dave's
the
done
clip.
that before.
He literally called
Goodell, everybody, yeah.
And he was just like, he's like, let me see the clip. And then I sent him the clip and he said, all good. I was like, all right, sounds good.
I will say this. I don't know if he said anything to you privately. I don't know if he said anything publicly. I don't know if he's ever expanded upon it. This is about as much as you'll ever see Dave. I don't even want to say admit he was wrong because he doesn't, but like he called off the dogs basically.
Yeah, I mean,
And usually he doesn't. Usually when he
if he really wanted
calls
to.
out a grudge as much as he did that, he usually puts your name on a champagne bottle and he waits for you to die. And this was like he turned around and said like, you can still work here.
If he really wanted to, he could have definitely just been like, no, don't re-sign him, whatever.
Right.
First of all,
Which is
did you see like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago that this random like paparazzi guy went up to him in Miami and asked him about my contract?
No.
That's how I found out.
What?
Basically, like I knew.
You found out what?
I knew I kind of like me and Erica kind of talked and was like, I'll get back to you, and like I knew like I was gonna get it, and then this some Stoolie account like clipped it and it was like, oh, what do you think about Marty Mush's contract? Like, why he's taking a walk? And then he's like, oh, well, Marty pushed that guy out, so he's gonna get another year. It's crazy. I
Where's
gotta find
where's that guy at?
the intruder guy who.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's what I mean.
basically,
So like
yeah.
Dave, like he's saying that, but that's
Well, I will say
that's a smart paparazzi guy though, because it might sound silly, but he knows what gets clicks on the
No, it
internet.
got- yeah,
and that
no, but I
saga
will
got
say
a lot of fucking clicks.
So after it all happened, I obviously just didn't say anything to him for a little bit, just letting it sizzle over. And then I went. Because one time he was in the office, I was heart beating. I was like, oh fuck. And I was like, you know what? I just went into his office and I was like, hey, listen, even if you think I'm wrong, I'm not sorry for what I did, but I understand what you mean. I really want to work here still. Like I appreciate you all this, like this, that stuff.
Yeah.
And then he like did his like, very just like, yeah, got it. Yep.
Right.
Sounds good.
And again, that's like
But
all
then
you're
he
gonna get
did-
from him.
The next day he texted me being like, I appreciate you doing that Time Heals All. Like that's where I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I think I should be
Good.
all
Yeah.
right.
And again, that is
Not
about
gonna-
the most you'll ever get
I'm not
from
gonna
Dave.
press him anymore. Being like we're boys, but
Right.
like,
You
Like
don't-
how much time you think?
What'd you say about like 8.5 months time? Because we're coming up on a mark
I'd love to
here.
watch March Madness with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I know we're happy you're back. I think there's a huge chunk of stoolies who are happy you're back, and the people who aren't, fuck them.
It was a lot. It was good. Positive. It was pretty
Yeah.
positive
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
I mean, the people who it's weird. Like the people who get bent out of shape about this shit are also our biggest fans. So it's
Yeah.
like sometimes it's like you want people to be that invested in your life that they
Yeah.
care, but also if you're one of those people who are so invested and care so much, and then care enough to like tweet at you or whatever, fuck them.
that
But
was
you also see. Sorry, you
You're
go.
good. There was just also the side Rhea and I were talking about. I was like, is that kind of crazy that people cared about us that much? Like I don't.
You're preaching to the choir on
That's
that one.
ins- yeah,
I remember being
exactly.
like, People Magazine,
that much.
fucking Daily Mail are talking about it in different countries.
It's like what?
It's like,
there's
and that
gotta
was
be something
fucking
going
years
on.
ago when we
Yeah.
were nobodies. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like.
But that's
'cause
also
we're in our
kind of
own
makes you kind of go like,
bubble.
oh, okay.
Yeah, a little bit. I was like,
I remember,
all
dude.
right.
I
You know, with the
remember
Jackie, am I famous?
the first fucking the first rundown. Dave goes, "You made People Magazine." I was like, "Yeah, my dream to make People Magazine."
Stars, they're
When you
just like
think about
us.
it after, though, when you think about it after, it's like, all right, it's over. Like, no one really cares. If you care about it still, you're
a fucking
think
loser.
about something else.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then you're like, Tom Brady, huh?
Yeah.
And I was like, Shaq?
He was weighing in
Yeah,
on
it's
that,
just
huh?
like all these things really. I still can't get verified on Instagram, but still.
Dude, it just goes to show that these stories. We were talking about a Twitch streamer today and Jeffree Star yesterday, and it's like people don't care about the people; they care about the scenarios and the
Yeah.
settings.
And they're also
It's
so
why-
cheap
it's why
about it. People see like one thing, and then and I'm guilty as well. Like if I could love something, and someone's like it sucks. I'm like, ah, damn, they might be right. Fuck, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like
you question it. Yeah.
And then
But
you can see like I feel like this kind of saga you're saying today was very positive. It's like, okay, we don't hate him anymore. Sick. You
It
never
just
had a
flips.
reason to hate him. You
No.
never actually did. It was just
Yeah.
you were doing what everyone's on the internet's doing is you were saying what you thought would get you the most retweets as
Yep.
someone reading the comments.
Yeah.
So the
and
most
then
likes
I get
that.
mad when they're now nice.
Oh, I
I'm
know.
almost mad when people are okay with it. I'm like, well, where the fuck has this been?
Yeah.
You know, if that was
Oh,
the case, then why were
Francis-
you?
Rhea's went on Francis' podcast, and Francis was like, "Yeah, I publicly like talking was like, yeah, it's stupid, but I tweeted like team. I'm not, yeah,
Yeah.
team. And it was just like, I was like, why'd you
Why?
do that? Then?
Yeah.
But then you're like, I understand you. He's like, I honestly probably just want to retweets.
Yeah,
and
you're
it's
just,
like,
you're just,
all
you're
right,
just getting
I
swept
guess,
up in a saga
yeah,
and
I
a
guess
story,
so.
and like it's why Who's the Biggest Asshole works and all the asshole Reddit things work. It's like you don't know these people, you don't know anything. You just like you're like, oh wait, so the boyfriend said what to the girlfriend about the boss, and then you're just like,
What is the
arguing.
number one human game to play? Sit in judgment of others.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's all.
Talk
we
shit.
like
What's
to
your
do.
favorite game? Talk
But
shit.
that's the problem. Like TikTok, I see one thing of some random fuck that I have no idea who it is saying a story. I'm like, that's the truth.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
but you have.
There's
that's
a lot of people who
1%.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And forget about that. Now you can't. I don't know if you can read or watch or trust anything.
That's why I don't do it
No.
anymore.
You can't.
I don't do it anymore.
It's
So
like,
I
I don't
got
know
too many
who the.
times.
I don't. I
Yeah.
know.
I'm like,
I know
I'm
the
done playing
news
this
is-
game if it's true or not. I'm done.
Yeah, I know. I know
I
the
don't
news
need
is
to learn
fake.
anything anymore.
Yeah.
Every news anchor is fake. We know that they're doing it for
Yep.
money and popularity. And then like every article you read online is like, well, that's just a blog. And then you find like a journalist, and it's like, but what journal? You know, it's like,
Bro, just
So
watch
who
movies and
can you-
TV. I'm
yeah,
really
yeah,
happy.
just stay
This
out of
might
it.
sound conceited, but like when I first started, I was like just being myself and like stupid things and whatever, and people loved it. Now it seems like if you're not doing like faking a scenario, people like, this
Dude,
is
no,
steer-"
bro.
I'm
What
so
do you mean fake a
confused.
scenario?
Like I think a lot of people fake things.
Yeah.
On
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
TikTok
Yes.
or like scenarios like, oh, this could be funny if I do this, and then just put
Totally.
your personality.
Like the
gym.
like the gym things. Okay.
yeah, it's like
Here's what it is, and I think we're coming to a point where the people who are going to realize this are going to have longevity, and the people who don't are not going to. You can work the algorithm, you can work the system, you can come up with scenarios, fake a video, fake some drama, and get short-term clicks, views, and gain. That does not build a fan base. That does not build longevity. That does not build trust and all that shit. If you stick to your game, if you have a good one, you have a good podcast, a good fan base, a good gimmick, whatever, and you slowly do it, you will build an audience that will buy tickets, that will buy merch, that will show up, that will be there 10 years, 15 years later. And maybe you don't have that pop that the TikTok guy had, but that's going to be fleeting.
Yeah, no,
That,
I'd rather-
and the smart ones do both. They pop and then they figure out a way to,
Oh, yeah.
But the people who come up with bullshit to like, oh, this is what the algorithm's doing, let me pivot and totally forget what I was doing to do this. And it's like you can't do that. You got to blend the two. You can't be totally a
No, you
dummy
can't,
about it.
yeah.
But the short term versus the long term is everything now.
I tend to agree, and I hope the answer is just have a personality.
Yeah, just have a personality, be normal.
But it's
Be normal about it. Like,
really
don't be a
not.
weirdo.
Sometimes people don't even have the personality.
I
They're
know,
just
but
like,
those,
know-
I think what Kevin's saying is like that is
That'll catch up with you
Yeah, I
eventually.
hope it. Yeah, I hope it just
Eventually,
because
you know,
that's
it's
what
like
Barstool's run.
there are comics who steal some jokes and have a special, and then it's like, okay, now do it again. You
If
can't.
you faked a video here, Dave would kill you.
Kill you.
Kill you.
Kill you.
And it's just like, but
And
I
that-
like
that's-
that.
But I don't think so anymore.
I was gonna
Not
say
anymore,
now
I think.
that
Not
used to
anymore.
be.
There's
Now there are
people-
things
yeah.
that I'm like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like really.
I know. Believe me. But it's just crazy that I just don't think many people care anymore.
But they'll care like in the short term or in the moment to get the retweets, and then they don't.
So I guess that's
in the
what
long
I
run.
I think
But
of that
the-
as a whole, and it's I'm obviously in the minority as I am with most things, but I see like don't care about like a TikTok or a video. It actually like most videos I don't watch. I prefer reading things. So like if I open a thing,
Man, we just got to put this man down.
it is. It's just like I can.
He's your grandpa. He's wearing a jock strap and he wants to read. Literally, someone shoot this man in the head and put him to sleep.
But like I would prefer reading things because I somehow have just not been taken by the internet trend of like selfie videos and things like that. Like Barstool Sports it's mainly a podcast company.
Yeah.
But number 2 is it's a food review company. Yeah. Like
If you got nothing to do, just eat food and give it a score.
I'm like, what foods aren't we reviewing?
Yeah.
Like we got crawfish now, dude.
Everything.
We're reviewing crawfish.
You're so right. I haven't even thought about this. You're so right. This is insane. He's reviewed his lunch.
Dude, we got pizza, obviously. Burgers, I think that's on hiatus, but burgers was there for a couple years.
Yep.
Sodas, hot
Stadium
dogs, crawfish.
Burgers was the longest running
Cookies.
consecutive show at Barstool for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Every day there was a burger review. It was amazing.
I
Were you
always
cookies?
told balls. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, cookies.
Respectful.
Yeah.
Respect to you. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like he'd go. I forget who was doing production or who was like the CRO at the time. Whoever the fuck I don't know. Whoever he'd had to ask. But it was like, can I have the credit card today? I gotta go eat lunch and film myself. It's crazy. Like, we have reviewed and continue to review at least 6 or 7 foods. That's too many foods.
No, we can't
For
stop.
a non-food channel.
Can't stop. Like, why are people believing us?
Like we know anything about food.
The biggest trash bags in the world.
Anyway, I'm happy you're back, man. I think
that was
I think you're gonna be. I think you're gonna be a big part of the new New York. Hopefully.
Yes.
Once we get the ball
staying?
rolling on it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, here's the thing I keep bringing up.
I'm
At the upfronts, they said 60 content people are leaving, and I was like, I don't even
who
know
it
if we
is.
have 60
Bro, let
content
me tell you
people.
something right now.
Okay.
I could tell you. I know Brandon.
Dan, Nick,
Dan.
KB.
PFT.
Yeah.
PFT,
All part
Hank.
of my take, and then it was like KB, Nick, and Brandon, and Rudy.
Okay, so it's not 60. It's less than
Because I don't
60.
know
I think it's 6.
anyone-
Maybe
I really don't know anyone else that's
Yeah.
going.
Okay.
Kate
maybe
and
you know
Chaps.
you take a couple
Right,
of those
right.
people and they each get producers and then I don't know,
Producers
it adds
might-
up.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
it might be. It
producers
might have been
go.
like 60
Content versus, like,
employees
yeah,
are moving.
yeah.
But they said condom. I guess maybe you're counting.
But no, but like I
producers.
think these guys are content,
Yeah,
they're not
right.
business, you know. So.
Right.
You know, people are
But-
confused about it.
But by the way, speaking of most intimidating places in Barstool, the third floor still exists. So how the
Yeah,
fuck could
those
we be the
fucking
most
guys.
intimidating place?
Those guys walk around and they run this shit because they do.
I go upstairs, I spit in my
I
face.
can't
Like, what
tell
the
you how
fuck
many
do you
fucking
want? Don't
times
go in our
yeah.
closet.
And how long is the contract?
A year.
Yeah,
I
okay.
just need
One
to
at
see
a time.
what the fuck's happening. This
Yeah,
year.
Get the lay of the land.
I didn't also really want to negotiate.
No, I hear you. Take what you got, and I think we'll do enough in this year that the Marty Mush Barstool relationship will continue to
I
grow.
love that.
My man, thank you,
you
bro.
guys. Appreciate it.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.